evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It's Thursday evening. The market was a little red today. We'll see what's going on for tomorrow. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how is everybody? Good evening, Luis Rodriguez and everybody else. How are we? And there's a Thursday night football game on, Raiders versus Broncos. Keep you updated on that bad boy as well. Here's the heat map right there. And it was red. We had the right ideas, guys. I mean, we said puts on the QQQ. It would have worked out great if we just didn't sell a little bit early there. We sold as the market opened, and then look at it. It went way down, Robin. So that's what happened today. And I hope other people did traded a little bit better, executed it, but we did have the right idea. I'll tell you that. It just didn't go as planned, and I guess we got to stick to our plan. That's what we need to start doing for real. And tomorrow looks like it could be another red day as well, so we'll be seeing what's going on. We'll quickly go through the market tonight because, like I said, there's not a whole lot happening here, so we don't need to waste a lot of time. And if you're going to give godlike powers to anyone, it might as well be Elon getting a $1 trillion pay package, guys. How about that? He's going to be a trillionaire for sure. He's going to do it just off of this pay package alone. So that is quite impressive. And congratulations, Elon. He deserves it. I mean, like I say, the guy's and created more things than anybody could ever imagine. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. So there you go. They voted yes for the package for Tesla, and yeah, he's going to get a lot of money. That's for sure, and he well deserved. And let's look and see what's going on. ONDS was pulling back. A lot of these are going to be pulling back today, since today was a big pullback day. Open started to look pretty good until today happened, and then that pullback. QMCO. We don't even need to go through all these because most of them were pulling back there. RGTI and the rest of them guys, QBTS, and that is your D-Wave, RCAT right here, and Z-Space was even pulled back big time after it ran up a little bit. So there you go at them, QSI, and even QuantumScape right there. So, and I don't even know that's an auto parts one, but there you go. All of them bad boys were pulled back. UNH right here. Whoop, UNH, that was pulled back, but wasn't Oscar? Oh, I thought it was. It ran up, I think, in the morning, or it started up. It started up. That's why it did pop up, and then it came straight down, and that's what most of them did today, as a matter of fact. But that's what it looked like. And that was Oscar right there. And let's keep on cruising right through a BTC right here. It is pulling back, and that's why we're definitely waiting for all these things. Pew was, NCPL, and PSQH, all of them pulling back this evening. So even crypto is still, I mean, it's not exactly green. The stock cube's green. Bitcoin's at 101,459 right there. And Ethereum's coming up 33.23. Solana's at 156. Cardano's at 53 cents. Chainlink $14.83. Stellar at 27. And Ripple is at 221. So that is what the stock cube tells us. We'll look at them real quick. SBET right here pulling back, in UPXI as well. And also the ORBS pulling back right there. And also FGNX, because that's an Ethereum treasury one. And I'll be interviewing the CEO hopefully next week if crypto looks a little bit better. So I'll keep you guys posted on that as well right there. So there you go. And let's look at crypto real quick. And there you go. Bitcoin 101, as I had mentioned, off the stock cube. But look at it. It's just down here, guys, hanging out, bouncing off the bottom down here. And we'll see when they get ready. They don't look exactly ready yet, but maybe they're making a base. They could dip down a little bit more and level down some. So we'll be watching them. They don't look exactly like they want to pop at this moment. That's for sure. Ripple, Doge right here. They all have a similar look. So no need to waste all of our time on all them. They all look the same. So there you go. Futures are slightly green, huh, Luis Rodriguez? Well, that would be pretty good. And we'll see what happens as they open up. That's for sure. And let's keep on cruising right through and see what's going on with LBGJ. This has been running up each day. It did pull back and then tried to go up a little in the after hours right there. And that is one of them China small caps. Some of them China small caps were running a little bit. Here's that YDKG. And it still doesn't look bad right here, guys. And I'm telling you, these China small caps probably look the best out of everything. ORIS, this one looks pretty good as well. And it was trying to move up there today in a good spot, trying to roll off that MACD. So keep an eye on ORIS right there. One of the few that look actually pretty decent for tomorrow, unless you're shorting down the market. But maybe it does try to pop its way up a little bit just to keep itself steady. I don't know though. I have a feeling it could go down. We'll look at the Qs and the spies and everything real quick. And that Q just broke through. We were talking about it in the Discord, and its next stop should be down here at like 600. So it is up a little bit in the after hours, but I mean, it closed way down here. So it did go up, and that just could mean that it's pulling back some more. So that is your Qs right there. Your SPY looks pretty similar, as you can see, and it basically dipped down, popped up a little bit, and then came crashing down just like the Qs. And the IWM not looking good at all. It's way under your 50-day right here, and there's not much to hold it up. I mean, that's a long drop off, that's for sure. So we'll see how that looks tomorrow as well. And that is your IWM and your indices right there, your big guys. And let's keep on cruising along and see what else is going on with STFS. This one was popping up, not popping, but it was up a penny and not looking bad. So keep an eye on this one tomorrow. STFS, that's actually looking pretty decent right there. And TWG, let's see what that top wealth group. And this one was trying to, remember we were saying it was in a good spot? That's why, because it was running up. And we'll see if it can run some more tomorrow. Maybe it has a shot. We'll have to see in the morning, as a matter of fact, for TWG. And NIXX have been pulling back a little bit today. Had my eye on that. And it did pull, whoop, there's a blue screen for you guys. And it did pull back a little bit, as you can see, but then it bounced back up. So there you go. You can see how much it pulled back to 142, and it got right back to 152. So this NIXX not looking bad right there. LITM did pull back some more. So we'll keep an eye on Snow Lake Resources right there. And that IV, whoa, did I just skip around? I skipped Sinestech, but IVF right here, not a huge pullback, as a matter of fact. So maybe this is trying to look good right there for IVF, possibly getting set back up. And Sinestech was down a little bit this evening. And let me type it in the right way. And there you go. It's Sinestech. You can see it pulling back. They do have their earnings coming up, I believe, on Monday. And then Ben's having an interview with them. And you can see it is pulling back there with the market as well. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. And let me take a sip of water. There we go. And a football game, I think, is about to start as well. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. And it's the Raiders and the Broncos this evening. And yeah, it's going to start in a little bit. And there's Sinestech right there. And let's look at TONX. This was pulling back pretty big. Did they have their earnings today? I saw it say that it did. I have no idea, to be completely honest, which out there has Ben tomorrow. He'll probably know. But yeah, I have no clue. But I just saw it. Said that, it could have been an impossible date on stock twits and a couple other things I'd seen, but I'm not sure if they did. But it did pull back there, not looking very pretty for TONX. And DLXY not looking bad. Remember, we've been looking at this bad boy, and it is not looking bad right there. So keep an eye on that. And this VNTG, remember this Vantage? And like I said, these small caps are looking probably the best out of everything. Usually when the big caps pull back, the small caps like to run. And there you go. Look at that thing, was up over 13% today. So that was running around VNTG. We had been looking at that. Hertz did pull back today, and it is down like over 7%, pulling back after that big run up. And what is KMI? Because Kinder Morgan was looking good, and a lot of these oil and gas ones are looking pretty good. So keep an eye on KMI right there. I think that one looks really good for tomorrow or possibly next week. And Boyle and Gush might be good ones for tomorrow and next week. Look at that. Boyle looks great. Gush looks real good too. Let's jot them the eyes down and see. They might be good opportunities there for tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So keep an eye on them. This AZI wasn't looking bad. It grabbed my attention today. It was up a little bit there. In the after hours, look at this, a small cap China one, and it's an auto truck dealership one, and it's looking pretty good right there for a penny stock. And again, these small cap ones are looking pretty good right here, a lot of them anyway. So there you go. AZI, and WTO is another one of these penny stock China ones, and it's been setting up. We've been just kind of watching it. Just broke through the MACD. We'll see if that can get curled up right there. and get moving. And here is OSRH. Take a look at this thing. This is like a penny 1.67. It was up a little bit today, but this thing looks like it has an opportunity tomorrow for OSRH. And there you go, is spiking up, but still doesn't look bad. Check this out in the morning, laptop travel, and look at OSRH. I'm going to just jot it down here on my momentum plays because it does look like it wants to curl off that MACD and run up in the morning right there. So caught my attention. Look at that 20 and 50 trying to meet up. Does look pretty good. Keep an eye on that bad boy. OSRH right there. And ZJYL, another China small cap one. And this one was popping up and looks like it's trying to get out of the basement right there. So there's a couple good ones right there for you. So keep an eye on that. ZY or ZJYL right there. So all kinds of good penny stock, small cap, China ones looking pretty good at the moment. And we don't even need to waste our time with the BTGD and our SOLT and all them because they're obviously not looking that great. But gold trying to get set up here. And I would say it still has a couple more days, but I do think gold is getting set up. I just would wait until next week. I don't think it's going to get crazy popping tomorrow. At least it doesn't look like it right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. But I do think it's curling up. So watch for any dips on gold and silver right there. Absolutely looks like it could be setting up. And again, you could get a little more pullback right there as it's getting set up. So just watch for dips. You can see it could come down, touch that bottom. But I do think they're going to be getting set up fairly soon, let's put it that way, after they had that huge run up and huge dip. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that stuff for when it wants to turn around and run. And let's look at our Jolie's jams right here. And not many of these were up today. I know that because I was looking at this list, and Rhythm lost its rhythm after yesterday. Blink did blink, and then it went back down today. So it is kind of pulling back a little bit. And Sezzle wasn't doing so well today, and that pulled back pretty big. Look at that one way down there. It had looked better yesterday, and Sterling took a big dip. So you know which one we're going to look for tomorrow? We're going to look at STRL and see if that bad boy wants to bounce. Look at that, a 5% dip. It could jump up 7% tomorrow. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and we'll look at that in the morning, that's for sure. STRL, definitely. You got to look at that one. And let's see what else is going on with Rivian. Then they have their earnings today. This one, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday they had their earnings. Not looking bad. I mean, it did run up, hitting resistance. So we'd have to keep our eye on Rivian, especially with the market pulling back. But like I said, it didn't look too bad right there. If it can get through this resistance, it could get cruising through that 1550. So keep an eye on RIVN for that. And Symbotic, I believe, was pulling back as well. And yes, it was. And that had run up. So there you go with the Jolie's jams. And most of them, like the rest of the market, were not doing so well there today, Zach. So let's see what our laptop travel list is looking like. Remember last night I said keep your eye on this mask? Well, that's probably why, because it was up almost 10% today. Look at that thing running up. What'd it do? It did run pretty well. And I know I marked it down yesterday and even was talking about it. And today it opened up at 56. It ran up to 63. It's at 52 right now. Not looking bad. Remember yesterday it was running around there. So not looking bad for MASK. We can keep an eye on that. SKYE right here wasn't looking too bad. They do have earnings coming up. This was on the laptop travel list yesterday. And another one just still setting up. Thar was running up a little bit right there. So that was on there. And this Capper right here is looking pretty good. I had it on the list the other day. Remember, I was saying I think laptop travel's got a little better right there. So keep your eye on CAPR. That one could be a decent one trying to set up right there for CAPR, especially when there's not many of them trying to set up right now at the moment. And let's see what AM. What does that say? OD, I think I wrote AMOD, and I would say that would probably be it. And that one did spike up. Not sure if you get through the MACD right there, but it did run today. And AP, is that an I or a T? I'm not sure. I think it's a T. And that is just kind of pulling back out to see if that is curling through. Not looking bad right there. Let me see. APT. That doesn't look bad. Is there an API? There is an API. That one looks pretty decent too. So I'm not even sure what I wrote down right there, guys. Could be API, could be APT. I don't know. Laptop Travel would have to let us know. And HTCR right here for hardcore, and this one is trying to get cruising, so keep your eye on that. It was moving up a little bit today, could move up a little bit tomorrow. And Rave, let's see if it's ready to party, because it was partying today. It was jumping up 14% right there, and let's see if it's going to continue to party, I should say, for Rave. And it doesn't look too bad. It's going to be hitting some resistance up here, as you can see on the 50, but it's in that channel. And maybe the rave continues tomorrow, so definitely keep an eye on that. And RCG right here, I don't know if it was supposed to be that or RGC, but this one not looking bad. Look at that crawling up right there. And let's look at RGC right here. Remember this guy? This one had run up monstrously. And let's see, this one is, I mean, not looking too bad right there, actually. Maybe we have to jot that down over here and keep it on our list for RGC and look at it going into next week right there. That doesn't look too bad. And there you go with your laptop travel list. And hold on, I forgot the Viking right here, VKTX. And let's see what the Viking's up to. And it is looking pretty good, laptop travel. I have to agree with you on that one. VKTX right there. And that does look pretty good. So that could be getting set up to try to run. Maybe it tries to run tomorrow. But again, we just have to see how this market opens tomorrow. And I did kind of say this morning, expect a dip and then it might rip. It did dip and rip, and then it did dip a lot more. So we were almost on the money. If we would have just waited for the whole dip to happen today, it would have been way better on the puts on the Qs. But no problem. And your game's on right here. There's the Raiders and Broncos, and it just started. So it looks like, I don't even know who has the ball. Actually, it looks like the Raiders have the ball first, I think. So there you go. I'll keep you guys posted on that one. And let's see what else is going on over here. Let's cruise right through. We're moving right along. And I'll go through the Spy Mag 7 and Big Caps. Then we did all that in 20 minutes. That was pretty impressive, guys. Holy cow. Let's see how fast we can do the Spy Mag 7 and Big Caps. Maybe we can do that in less than a half hour, or in less than 10 minutes. We can do a whole entire sheet in a half hour here. And I'll go through the messages and everything else, and we'll do a quick little show tonight. That's perfectly fine. You guys know we'll be on at 7 a.m. to cover the market anyway. And it was red pulling back, so we're just kind of seeing if it's going to actually do anything. In the morning, that DTCK was running up a little bit. I had that on the note that I could possibly have a little more in it. BLLN, I don't even know what that is. Looks like a new one. And that BIYA, I know Luis Rodriguez mentioned it yesterday. FRGE, we saw this morning, and a couple other ones. Easy Go. Doge Mama 9 mentioned this one last night, and it was running up there. So that was a good one right there. And let's go through our Spy Mag 7 Big Caps and all them. See what's going on here. Spy was down. We already kind of looked at that, the Qs and the IWM. And Apple actually was down a little bit. It was up for a little bit there today, and then it pulled back. Amazon was down, pulling back. It looks like it's going to hit that 240 area, that's for sure, and maybe even come back down to your 20s, 50s right there. So I'll be keeping an eye on Amazon. Google was up a little bit, and it looked like it was trying to crawl up into the top until the end of the day. It came back down. Meta, big dip right there. Check out Meta. That is a huge dip. And Microsoft took a big old dip right there. So there you go with Microsoft, and we'll be paying attention to all these. And NVIDIA, that took a big old dip as well. And then you got your Tesla right here, and we'll see what it wants to do in the morning after Elon got the pay package right there. I know it spiked up right there as they were going into the meeting. Then it pulled back, and then it did run up a little bit. So I guess if you bought some options right at the beginning of the day, or at the end of the day, I mean, they are going to be paying out because it is cruising along right there. That's for sure. So there you go with your Tesla. And I know Laptop Travel said your gift is TSLL right there. And that is your Tesla's bull 2 times. So we'll definitely be watching them tomorrow to pay attention to play them guys. I agree. They might be in play now, and we'll see how it works out in the morning. Again, it is running up for a little bit right now. Tesla is on that news. And it could get rejected tomorrow, but who knows? We'll see it tomorrow morning. You know that, and we'll see exactly what the market wants to do right there. So that is your Mag 7 right there. AMC, they had earnings, I believe it was yesterday, right? And they were red. Yeah, earnings yesterday, and now it's trying to curl up again. This one might be bottoming out and trying to move. So keep an eye on AMC right there after the earnings. GameStop pulling back. Remember, we were talking about this line down here. I guess it's going to come down to that like low 21s on GameStop right there. And let's see what Chewy is doing. That one was pulling back as well, and looks like it's going to continue to. And Unity fell down a little bit today, and I'm like I said, almost everything did. Netflix not even looking that bad today, so we'll see. I don't think it's ready to go through, but we'll see what it wants to do. And these semiconductors could be dipping down pretty good with the market. It was trying to hold itself up, and then all of a sudden AVGO doesn't look so good anymore. So we'll definitely be watching that one to be coming down tomorrow. Good possibility anyway. So watch AVGO, and then you have your MU was up a little bit, but I don't know. MU's not looking too bad right there, I must say. It's been running up. We'll have to see about that one. TSM's been pulling back. That looks like it could come down a little bit more. And SMCI has been pulling back and looks like it could come back. There's a bottom there, but it could be pulling right back through. And then look at AMD right there. That's pulling back as well. So holy cow, we got to keep an eye on all these things because they look like they're dropping down. QCOM right there, that's pulling down. And snow is even popping up there this morning, but then it's pulling back at the end of the day. And PayPal right here is pulling back as well. So not a whole lot of bright spots right here in the market. Intel pulling back, and I'm sure they will get reversed around relatively soon. We'll look at the government shutdown and everything like that. Dell looks like it's coming down as well, and we were saying all these didn't look too great, so we should have known. IBM, look at that thing. I'm amazed. IBM could continue to go up right there. One of the few that are still popping up a little bit. And look at Palantir right here. That was a huge dip, and I think Palantir might be coming down. Remember, we were looking at that. What was it? The ETF bull the other day. We should have stuck with that. At one extra day, that's all we were off. One day, and these things came crashing down. We were saying everything that we were wanting to happen, and came not we wanted it to happen, but we were saying it should happen. And it took one extra day. Yesterday was like a fake out day right there. And then this morning, it kind of tried to run up, and then boom, it just went crashing down. And if you were on the Discord with us, we were all kind of just dumbfounded by it all. But hey, that's the way the markets move, and you'll never get it 100% right. You guys know that. So I think that's why the Discord's great. You can see all the mistakes and things that we make too. So you can't beat your. That's why I always say to everybody, don't beat yourself up because I do know better. Believe me. It's the market, and that's why we try to just attack this thing the best that we can and always try to find the opportunities. That's what it's all about in here. And you got to try to beat the market is what you're doing. So we work as a team and we try to beat the market, slay the market together. And we seem to usually do it. Right now, it's a little bit choppy, but still, I'd say we do pretty well. So there you go. That's Palantir. Good old Sophie right here, still pulling back. Watch for them dips as well. Whole market coming down. Marriott coming down. Riot coming. Whoop, I don't know what that was, but Riot's coming down right there as well. So you can just pick and choose what you want to take down right now. Clean Spark coming down to the 50, and MicroStrategy not happy. Remember, I was saying he's trying to hold himself up on this on that trend line right there, and he better hold on for dear life right there, Sayer, because it's not looking good at the moment. And good old Robinhood was pulling back, and that's way down under the 50, and that's not looking good. Coinbase, look at that big dip. Holy cow. All these things came crashing down, and even Bull right here was down a little bit. That's not down as much, but it's still down back under the 10, so keep an eye on that one. Space right here, a little bit of pullback. That's not too much pullback. Boeing right there, pull back slightly, and that's not too much either. But Nike right there had a little bit of pullback after it was trying to set up yesterday, and Lulu a little bit of pullback. They don't even look too bad either, almost a little healthy. McDonald's pulling back after yesterday it ran up, and here's your Disney pulling back, and I do think you're pretty safe there now. Luis Rodriguez, and look at Oxy. It was trying to set up the other day, and that's why it was trying to run it. And ExxonMobil, And like I said, Boyle, Gush, and a lot of these other ones looking pretty good. TMDE right here was running up. I think RBNE might have been dipping down, actually. Yeah, look at that thing. Maybe that's a little dip and rip for tomorrow. Not sure what was going on with that. I'll look at it tomorrow to see what's going on and if it wants to get that setup look. But TMDE, I did notice today, was looking pretty decent right there. So we'll keep an eye on that if that one wants to run. And there you go. And of course, DXYZ. I think I always forget to do this every night. DXYZ. And this thing's still just kind of bouncing around doing its thing. So we'll be watching that. It could be dipping down. And look at that. We did all of that by 8:30 tonight. It is what, 8:26 p.m. And we blasted through that entire list, crypto and everything else. That's pretty good, guys. I mean, it is a pretty red market, so not a whole lot to look at, but I did take a few notes too. Look at that. There's some notes on there that I wrote down. So not a whole lot looking great, but there are a couple of them that could catch your attention. And let's see what else is going on. Let's see what you guys are looking up to. First, we'll look at the news stories. Asian stocks dip after volatile U.S. day, I'd say, and bonds ease trading day. Uncertainty. I think they like made AI stand out. I'm not even sure. Slams risk appetite and stock futures edge higher after key AI stocks dive on valuation fears. Tesla and investors approve Musk's $1 trillion pay package, but the money won't come easy. Tesla shareholders approve Musk's $1 trillion pay package right there. So there you go, everybody. There are the news stories. Let's see what you guys are up to, Robin and Luis Rodriguez and everybody else. Laptop Travel, your daughter said just asked for a $1 billion incentive package for her lemonade and juice stand, manned by her Optimus humanoid, and her company is having an IPO to raise funds for a crypto treasury. I love it. And you thought Oscars would fare better today, and tough to see the crystal ball, and the image is a big foggy, but QQQ puts. Oh my, I know, isn't that crazy? Laptop travel, them QQQ puts. Holy cow, they were insane today. And what a crazy day, I must say. Futures are slightly green. And Zach wondering if I'm still. I do actually still have all my ETF 500. As a matter of fact, just sitting in that crypto wallet. So it's just hanging out. But I don't know what the memes are really going to do there, Zach. So we'll see what happens. I already know what crypto is going to do right now. Holy cow, look at that thing. Bitcoin back on 101 and not looking exactly healthier right there. So that is what's going on in the crypto world, I must say. And Mongolia says that although China has publicly said they will ease restrictions on rare earth minerals, Mongolia miners say China government has told them nothing will change. I don't doubt it right there. They say one thing, do another. And again, there could be already a trade deal worked out, guys, and these two guys are just going back and forth, bickering back and forth, do their own thing, and nobody even cares or knows what's going on. So yeah, I'd say crazy. And there you go, Robin. And let's see, you have many options expiring tomorrow on the Qs. Is that what you have, or what do you have options on? Is that the Qs, or TSL? Oh, or the TSLL. Yeah, that is kind of hopefully it bounces up really well for you, Robin, in the morning, and I would probably lock them bad boys in. That is cutting it pretty close, I must say. And it was RGC. So which one did I say? And that is the one that, okay, so I did wrote it down wrong because I wrote RCG down, but you were talking about RGC right here. And let's see, that thing isn't looking too bad. Trying to get set up and curling up right there. I have to agree. Probably have to look at it tomorrow. I'll write it down over here so we take a look at it and see what it does. What it at least wants to do in the morning anyway. And there you go. And no problem, Zach. And it's 0-0, 4th and 1. And the Broncos are kicking out of their own end zone right there. 7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the Raiders are obviously receiving the punt, but I think it went out of bounds, so they didn't even catch it. And there you go with your little football update right there. And there you go. I think we just did like the entire market review in a half hour, guys. That was pretty wild, and even answered everybody's questions. Let's just see if we missed anything. Holy mackerel. I don't think we ever did it that fast, and ever, I don't think so. That was pretty wild, to be completely honest with you. Not that I had a huge list there, but There's a few of them to go through, and we just blasted right through them. And let's see if there's anything that works. It blasted up today, and that is your semiconductor bears, your SOXS. And we can take a look at this thing right here, and it is looking pretty green right there. So I must say, your semiconductors aren't looking too good right now. And ETHD right there is that ultra short ether, and this thing isn't looking too bad. Yeah, it does look like it wants to bounce up a little bit, Luis Rodriguez. So it is a wild market right now, that's for sure. Where was I? Just over here. And let's see, that ASST was bouncing around today. It closed at 145 right there. And Easy Go is jumping up. Beyond was dipping down. And CHR had ran up yesterday. And there's that TSLL. We'll look at it tomorrow. Snap was having a heck of a day running around. And MTC, we looked at that and it was running around, open door, dipping down. Pfizer jumping up there. And Michael Anthony, wherever you are, there's that AZI. Is that the one I was talking about? Yeah, look at that thing, guys. That thing jumped out at me on the scanner as well. So it's on here looking pretty good. WTO plug was pulling back. Rivian was pulling back, and Sophie was pulling back. DNN was Denson Mines, and that's pulling back. So not a whole lot going on, I must say. IOVA was jumping up right there. Not sure what's going on. Ford not looking too bad. ONDS dipping down. We went over that. And let's see if anything, your Qs and your TQQ right here. Ultra Pro QQQ 3 times short right there. Wow, that's interesting. And let's see what else is going on over here. American Airlines, and they could be dipping down. AMD was crashing down, and that FTEL was pulling back after it had run up or something. Archer had earnings, and that was pulling back. Buru, UVXY, obviously looking pretty decent. And there you go. I would say that's everything. Michael Anthony will walk in to walk into crickets at 9:01. You're not kidding. It is there's not a whole lot going on here tonight. We just kind of blasted right through the entire market. What is it? EXPE, Expedia Group. And that one's running up, Luis Rodriguez. Look at that thing jumping up in the after hours. That might be like the only one. Oh, I can't even figure it out. EXPE. There you go. And yeah, look at that thing. EXPE might be one of the few bright spots there. I didn't even know that was running up. To be completely honest with you, but that is blasting off. I guess they had pretty good earnings. I know you were talking about Grab right here. Not looking too bad. Looks like it could have to set up a little bit for GRAB. And we'll see if it tries to really curl up right there tomorrow on a Friday. But we'll keep an eye on that. And that UAMY is that United States Anatomy one. And yeah, that does look like it tried to bottom out right there. I would say we keep that on our list over here. UAMY, that one's getting set up to run. So let's look at that one tomorrow. I like that. And MSGM, that did blast off in the after hours. I did see that thing. Motorsport Games, it was running. I saw Tim Skies was posting that. And again, he posted and it just runs because he has a huge following and they just buy the hell out of it. So it's basically essentially a pump and dump at the end of the day, I must say. But hey, whatever. It works for a lot of people. TPR right there, Tapestry, and that one is dipping down, it looks like. What is this thing doing? Good old Tapestry. I'm not even familiar with TPR, but it did take a nice little dip right there, Luis Rodriguez. So I guess they missed their earnings. They had record. Is it running up or dipping down? I don't even know it looks like it was dipping down today, ran up a little. I don't even know what's going on with that thing. And XPEV, let's see what that's up to. XPEV. And that one's up a little bit. And their earnings aren't even until another week or two. So that's interesting. I don't know what they're up on. That's a car manufacturer in China. So, yeah, some of these China small caps, I'm telling you, they're probably the best opportunities and shorten the market down. So that's what it looks like at the moment, guys. I'm sorry we don't have a whole lot to go through. Let me see what's going on over here. If there's anything else I'm missing. And let me see. And I could say um, Joe Exotic needs to get a part, and that's for sure. I know he's tagged me on a couple things, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. What does it say? Dying conditions in the federal prison system. I don't doubt it. I mean, holy cow, I feel bad for that poor guy. Can you imagine 8 years of your life, guys, and sitting in a prison cell, and then you like can sit there and go through like hundreds of hours of evidence that proves that you're innocent, and you just can't do anything about it. You're sitting in this little tiny cell every single day, and days just keep on clicking by. He's been in there for 8 years. Could you imagine that, guys? I mean, kind of crazy. And yeah, it's definitely a shame, I must say. Damn, Antonio Brown's in custody for attempted murder. That's pretty wild. When did that happen? I just saw Zach posted that earlier. Damn, that's pretty wild right there. Let's see what StockTwits has going on over here this evening, if they have anything interesting. And the Raiders just scored a touchdown. They're about to kick the extra point, and they got it in, and it's 7-0. Raiders are up over the Broncos with 3:02 left in the first quarter. So there you go with your NFL update right there. And let's see what StockTwits is up to over here. Give me 1 second so it can actually pop up. There it goes. Open door, Tesla, DraftKings. Oh, DraftKings actually looked pretty good. This is why I don't do earnings, guys, because DraftKings didn't look too bad going into the earnings based off the chart. And it just came into the after hours and just kind of went kaput. It just went straight down. I was like, holy shit. I guess that's why I don't do the earnings, because I just can't tell. Archer, like I said, they did have their earnings, and that pulled back pretty well. Archer Aviation right here, and you can see that one tried to run up, went down. Soundhound had theirs, and it had dipped down, then went up. And we were looking at all these at the end of the day. AMPX right here, that one actually did go up in the after hours, and we were looking at that one. CELH, I know Ben was trading this thing throughout the day. It did go up a little bit there at the end. And Trade Desk right here, TTD, they had earnings dip down, and then kind of it actually went right up in the begin, right at the after hours, then took a big dip. And yeah, these things are crazy, guys, especially today. And Pfizer was up, it says. And look at that thing. Not too bad right there for Pfizer. And MP Material something. MP Materials right there. And that was dipping down. So there you go. I would say everything kind of pulling back a little bit, guys. How about that circle right there? That's been taking a big dip as well. And that will have earnings coming up. So big dippage. You're not kidding right there. Everything does. November 12th. So that'll be next Wednesday. And so there you go, everybody. I think that's a pretty thorough market review. And it is a red market. It looks like things might be pulling back some. And then obviously the Thursday night football game's on. They just went to commercial break. And that's all I really have for you guys this evening. I mean, we might as well just end it pretty early, get some rest, and get ready for tomorrow morning. See what it's doing at 7 a.m. We'll hop on, and then obviously we'll be on at 9 a.m. and let's play this thing a little better played, and execute it better. So I think that's all we need to do. We know what it's going to do. We just have to execute them better, and we will definitely be working on that and doing it. NO Data right here, they had earnings. And it was, I did hear Ben mention this one. I didn't even know what he was talking about. And it is just popping around. It has that weird look right there, Luis Rodriguez. So we can look at that in the morning. But yeah, they did have their earnings, and they did beat them by a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how much, 2.76 on the revenue. So there you go with that. And yeah, I would say a pretty fun and easy market review right there on a red market day. That's for sure. Not a whole lot setting up. Like I said, you can see that the list was kind of small. That's when you know the markets aren't looking extremely good at that moment. But of course, they get set up. They run up big, and then they pull back, and then they run right back up. It's nothing that I'm concerned about. And as you guys can see, we've played the market pretty well almost daily. I mean, we almost know exactly what it's going to do, and even said that it was going to do this and didn't even play it. I mean, we didn't execute. Not everybody executed it properly. Some people did execute it perfectly. I'm not going to lie. So, and if you are in the Discord, you guys would see we were all trading and doing crazy things and doing our thing in there. We were trading the Qs this morning and other things. So, And Joseph told a crazy story. What did he say? He was down like 90K this morning going in on the Qs and ended up making like 20 G's, and he sold it super. He probably would have been up like a $500,000 if he would have held it throughout the day. It was crazy. So yeah, he trades pretty big positions, I must say. And Toyota Motors was up a little bit today, right there. And it's not looking too bad. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow morning, actually, Luis Rodriguez. And you're the Toyota Motor Master right there. You can tell us when it's ready to rock and roll. It does look like it's trying to set up. It just doesn't look like it's ready to pop on a Friday tomorrow. So there you go, everybody. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. We do this show every Thursday. Every Thursday, yeah. Well, we do it every Thursday night, but we start on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. and we do it every night until Thursday night, like tonight. So yeah, Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m.s. And then we do our pre-market show at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. So be sure to tune into that. If you don't follow along and tune into that, make sure you follow along on X, Instagram, and YouTube and all that good stuff. And make sure that you like the show, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. There's Michael Anthony. What did you say right there, Luis Rodriguez? I think you nailed it right there, huh? Michael Anthony be coming in just as we were hopping off. And there you go. Tomorrow will be more selling that you better understand, better have good fundamentals with million people been laid off this year, Michael Anthony. And I do think it might be a pretty good red day there tomorrow. I would say that the indices are holding up exactly where they needed to hold up, and they did pull back pretty well. So that is exactly what they look like. And but BUT, is that really a ticker? How does Michael Anthony? I don't know. What does it say? BUT, right? And ARLP. I don't even know that, but I don't know what BUT is. ARLP, that is not looking too bad. Thermal coal right there. Yeah, them ones could get moving. Let's see. Let me look at that sector real quick. There can't be a whole lot in the thermal coal world. And look at CNR right there, guys. CNR, that's a good one. Robin, how about that? Tell them that their stock's blasting off. Core Natural Resources, we'll have to let them know. And NC right there, looking pretty good. So yeah, I'm writing CNR on my list right there. That should be on the list every single night. As a matter of fact, I didn't even realize it was a stock ticker, to be honest with you. So we're gonna look at CNR and check that bad boy out, because that could be a good one. And what is that? Thermal coal, it says. So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on them. I like that, Michael Anthony. Good eye on that one right there. And need to buy it into it. Yeah, exactly. CNR right there. BTU, that's what you were trying to write. Another coal plays that ARLP has announced 60 cents dividend. And you think this past Monday. So there you go. And you were saying BTU. Now that's Peabody. We were actually just trading this the other day, as a matter of fact, in the Discord. And it does still look pretty good there, Michael Anthony. So that is not looking bad for a good old BTU and CNR. So thank you, Michael Anthony. We appreciate when you just hop on right at the end of the show and throw us a couple good ones right there. Hope you had a good day on this red day, everybody, and Michael Anthony and Robin and everybody else. Of course, Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, and I'm sure Joseph Levy's on there, and Doge Mama 9, and Asian Jolie, and everybody else that's hanging out. We greatly appreciate it. And again, follow along on everything. Be sure to like the show. We'll be on at 7 a.m. to follow the market and see what's going on. BMNR definitely pulling back a little bit there with crypto and everything else. So we already checked it out, and I'll throw it up there to end the show with it. But yeah, is it trying to? It's not really trying to do anything in the after hours yet. But yeah, just trying to pull back there. You have a good weekend there, Robin. You're heading to Lubbock for college game day. Good stuff right there. Big game this weekend. So enjoy yourself, be safe, and have fun. And yeah, everybody enjoy themselves. I'll catch you guys early in the morning at 7 a.m. I know Robin listens on his way to work, so he doesn't usually type message in on his way to work, but he's paying attention. CVS is another one to watch a dip. It was up. Well, CVS had gotten bought out or something. They're now a private company or something like that. So holy cow, look at that. That doesn't look too bad right there. So there you are, BMNR to zero, Michael Anthony said. I don't know about that, but crypto is not looking pretty tonight. I will tell you that right now, Michael Anthony. We will say that right at the moment. You did say it was coming down, that's for sure, and it did come down. We'll give you that one. So there you go, everybody. And again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. We'll see what the market looks like in the morning, and we'll probably be shorting some cues down and everything else, because I'm telling you, we went right through this whole entire list in literally like a half hour tonight. It was pretty wild. And there's not much set up. I mean, I have a few of them written down that don't look bad, but probably easier to short things down tomorrow, to be honest with you, and stick with it. So thank you, Doge Mama 9. Greatly appreciate you hanging out every evening as well. So everybody, I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be checking out that KMI. It didn't look bad, but Boyle and Gush look good there, Michael Anthony and everybody. So take a look at them. AZI is another one to take a look at. And then we'll look at our Tesla calls, TSLL, and see what it's going to do. And then we had that OSRH and IBM EXPE were looking pretty good from today. And Netflix is going to have that nice split. Isn't that 10-1? And that'll help new investors, employees add to the stock. Yeah, it'll get the price way down. So it is more attractive to people right now. It's just too damn expensive. So they're going to have a 10-1 split real soon. I forget when it even happens, but that does happen pretty soon, I believe. And there you go, everybody. So what's MOS, Michael Anthony? Mosaic Company. I mean, there's a lot of them falling like a rock right now. So I wouldn't say that's the only one right now. I could pick out 100 of them. As a matter of fact, you want to see a good one? Here's one falling like a rock, Meta right there. So we can end on that rock falling down, good old Meta, and then we'll take a look at them tomorrow morning and see what rocks are falling down in the morning there, Michael Anthony. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Go enjoy your evening. It's 7-0 the Raiders. It's only 14 seconds left in the first quarter. So go enjoy the Thursday night football game on Amazon Prime. I believe that's what it's on. And get some rest and get ready for our Friday in the market, because it could be another wild day. We'll see if it's going to be another big red day, and we'll be shorting things down. And there you are. So I will catch you guys in the morning. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.